everybody. Welcome to our last day of the DCC. There's a lot of hype going on in the studio this morning. We're very excited to be bringing in another awesome challenge. If you're just joining us in the chat, please say hello. I'd love to say hello to you for the last time. We've got Ishmael, Sam, Peterson. What's up, Sam? Sukanta. Very, very cool to see you. Hello, hello. Did one last chair spin for you all. What's up, Robin? Good to see you. John says, coffee made, sitting comfortably. Hi from the UK. Hello, John. I also have my coffee. Everybody have their drinks? Ready to get started? Danessa says, let's do this. Ooh, Angelique said, this is my first creative challenge for weeks. Angelique, this is the last challenge for this whole set. So it has been a 2-week challenge. If you are just joining, it started on July 8th and it ends today. So Monday through Friday, we've done different challenges in Photoshop, including different workflows that highlight a bunch of cool tools in Photoshop, and they're friendly for beginners, for people who are more confident, for pros. They can all be kind of changed and tweaked to meet your skill level. So in the beginning, we were focusing on things just like layers or blending modes. And today we are going to be working with templates in Photoshop. I thought this was appropriate because since the challenge theme was making a poster a day, at the last day, we might as well see our posters mocked up on an actual wall. Make a gallery out of it. Emma says, I have my iced coffee, but I missed the chair spin. Here you go, Emma. One more for you. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Someone needs to make a GIF. Chair spin forever. Pamela says it's been a wonderful 2 weeks. I agree. You're definitely going to continue in the coming weeks. Awesome. Yes, I did want to note that another challenge is starting on Monday, so you don't have much of a break. The weekend you can catch up. And then Jesus Ramirez is going to be starting the next challenge on Monday, and the theme of his Photoshop challenge is Photoshop Magic. Magic. And if you know Jesus at all, you'll know he is quite the magician in Photoshop. He knows everything, and he makes magical things happen. It is pretty wild. Yes, chair spin. Very cool. Who wants cheesecake, says Noor. I'll take some cheesecake. Why not? Save the knees. Okay, so it's probably a little late to register for this daily creative challenge, but I will show you this page one last time to show you that all of the challenges have been unlocked. So magical. We've done quite a few amazing things, and our last day is mock it up. So we're going to showcase our posters by mocking them up in a real environment. So mocking things up is a great way to make your designs more believable, especially if you're working with a client and they want to see their work in the actual context in which it will exist. For example, you're designing a business card for people, you might as well show them the design on an actual business card for them to get that more emotional feeling and connection to it. Carlos says, you'll miss me for the next challenge. I'll stick around, Carlos. You won't see me, but I'll be lurking. Don't you worry. Yes, we're on the last level. We're Photoshop wizards. And before I forget, I do want to mention Discord. This is our community chat, and this is where we can all stay in touch. So for example, I'm not going to be hosting the next challenges, but I will be in Discord hanging out. I was just chatting with people today about how we need a spinny chair GIF. Just spinning forever. Could be my specialty GIF. You can also ask questions. We've been having a lot of people come in here with technical questions about Photoshop, or why is my Photoshop doing this? We try our best to help each other out. And then this design feedback channel is super important if you want to post your work before publishing it and get a little bit of feedback. This is super cool by Ryan. Truth be told, Friday, July 19th. Wow, I love this halftone effect mixed with these graphic shapes. And then there's some sort of like newspaper print on top of everything. Love it, Ryan. Great job. I'm going to give that a Kathleen emoji. Boom. So post your work here and ask any questions if you have any, specifically like, what do you think of my type hierarchy? What do you think of my graphic placement, etc., etc. Oh, Emma, you said this is exactly what you want to do, so thank you for this challenge. Yay! I'm glad. So going back to mock-ups, A lot of people wonder how you even mock up your work. Do you have to take your own photograph and then kind of warp an image into it and edit it really heavily, like photo compositing? You could do that, but there's a much easier way. If you do go to File, New, and choose Print, so this is where you would be maybe choosing a preset for a poster, like a tablet or a tabloid size. If you scroll down, you'll see all of these templates. And the ones that are provided to you in Photoshop in this window are free. So that's pretty helpful if you want to get your work mocked up. So there's some pretty cool posters already available here. There's one here, it's a graduation announcement. There's one here, it's kind of a wood frame with a clip at the top. We've used this one before doing a book cover. Do you remember that? You can even mock up your own enamel pins. I've done this in the past. It was very helpful. All right, Angelique, see ya. And et cetera, you can check out all kinds of good stuff. We used this one last time, this newspaper style flyer. But I didn't find an actual poster, like a large scale poster template here that I liked. So I went to my friend, Adobe Stock, and I found this. So the Leaning Poster Frames Mockup, you'll notice that it is free to license, and that is what we have linked you to in the Challenge tab. But the way that I found this was when I go to Adobe Stock, in this drop down, I chose Templates, and I chose Free Poster. There are tons of templates that are not free that you would have to license. And they might be a little more high quality or have more ways that you can change things and tweak things. But I wanted to provide something free for all of you. So here's one that I've tried out, and here is the one that we're going to be using. This one would have been perfect for our summer camp theme last challenge, but this is an Illustrator template. So if you're seeing things for Illustrator and Photoshop and all kinds of different programs, you can filter it by the app. So you can choose Photoshop. There you go. Okay, so I've already downloaded this template. I'll open it up. And something that's a little bit tricky about Photoshop is when you download a template file, it will be a PSD file. You'll see that right here, this extension. And sometimes your computer won't know how to recognize that extension. So one way you can get around that is you just click it, drag it, and open it in Photoshop that way. And I believe I already have it open here. Cool. Yes, free is very good. Okay, so we've already done a lot of these kind of workflows in the past challenges, kind of without knowing it. This is basically just a smart object workflow. These templates are set up with tons of different object or options. So I will close this really quickly. When you open this template, you will see this layer palette over here, panel, and you can choose if you want a vertical poster or a horizontal one. I noticed some of you made horizontal posters for your challenges, so this is perfect. And then you can even come in here and change things about the background, but we'll save that for later. You can afford free. Yeah, same, Carlos, same. So let's go back to vertical. And when I twirl this open, technical term, twirl, you'll notice that there are a couple groups within. So there's the artwork folder or group. This is where this image lives. You can also twirl open the frame and change things about that. So maybe you don't even want a frame. Maybe you just want a poster floating there. You can change the reflection. So you'll notice the reflection disappears if I turn that off. Or you could take the shadow off. All kinds of things you can do. We're just going to keep all of those on for now, though. All right, let's jump into this artwork. So you'll notice if I turn it on and off, the actual artwork will disappear. And this is already a smart object. So it has the smart object icon. If we double click on it, it will take us into our smart object where we can replace this poster with our own. So you'll see it even has some live options in here if you want to use this design, we could change this text to say Photoshop DCC. I could hit File, Save. Whoops, wrong one. And it would update there. Although we want to just totally replace this with one of our posters. Yeah, this template is super cool. It's really sleek. Not a lot of bells and whistles, but it does the job. So I'm just gonna delete all of these. Actually, I'll leave them for now. What I wanna do with you all is decide which poster we're gonna mock up. So I have all of my posters here, and in chat, give me the number that you think I should put in the frame. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll move them over here so my big old head isn't blocking them. What do you think? What do you think? Keeping in mind what the template looks like, it's kind of a blank room sitting on the floor, kind of minimal. Maybe a cleaner design, like 5 or 8. I think shoreline would look pretty cool, number 3. So we got 4, 3 or 4, 6, a lot of 6s. 5's coming in hot. 8, oh man. Pretty much all of them except 1, which is fair, it was the first day. All right, let's see. Maybe we can even try out a couple different ones and see how they look. For now, I'm gonna go with 3, shoreline, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so let's jump in. We are back in our smart object, and I'm just going to go to File, Place Embedded. In my posters, where am I? Adobe Live, DCC, July, alrighty. I chose 3, right? So here is my file, just navigating to it, placing it. I'm just gonna grab a corner, grab an edge, and you'll notice that the aspect ratio isn't exact for this, so that's okay. We're gonna place it, and then I'm just gonna change the background color. Fill it with a gradient that matches the gradient of the frame. So let's see if we can match this well. I'm gonna color pick that color. Color pick this color. Ooh, I kind of like how it's flipped, but an easy way to flip those is to just exchange these two. And it's almost perfect. We need a little bit more blue. Whoops. You can just hit delete if you want to get rid of this guy, drag it off. Okay, cool. This works for now. Let's hit File, Save, and see how it looks in the template. 5 looks like something I'd buy at IKEA in a good way. Sweet, here's our poster. So you can see the edge of this a little bit too much. So I'm gonna jump back into my smart object. And I'm really going to make sure this is all filled in under here. Increase the size, save it, flatten it, save it. Okay, cool. So that's number 3. Someone was saying number 5 looks like IKEA. Let's try out number 5 very quickly. It's super easy to do. All I'm gonna do is come back into my smart object, place, embedded, number 5. Boom, we can just layer them on top of each other, no big deal. We could even just increase this size so that the frame totally disappears. Hit return, file, save, and go back. Cool. I think I like day 3. Save, go back. You had no idea that you could drag off a color stop? This is Magic Bananas. Yay, that's so cool. That was like kind of an offhand workflow that I wasn't even planning on showing, but there you go. Yeah, and it takes the perspective of the poster too, or the angle. Totally. So we can dig into this a little bit further in this outer shadows and reflections. We could turn these off, maybe tone them down a bit. That's kind of a hard shadow. I think the last thing I want to do is just change the background color. If we open up this wall layer, all I'm going to do is come down here to this texture image. I'm going to select those pixels by just hitting Command and clicking on the layer. So Command, click, that will select the pixels. Make a new layer, and then I can fill that with whatever I want. Change the blend modes. That's kind of bright. That's kind of cool. Maybe multiply and turn down the opacity, so it's kind of like a gray. Ooh, very nice. I dig it. Okay, let's get it exported. File, export, export as. Yeah, way cool, says Edward. Image size, let's say the width could be 1,000. Make it a JPEG. Boom. Boom. Export. Put it in the right place because we got to stay organized, at least semi-organized. Day 9. Day 9. Mock up. Emma says, I've been watching this all week while being sick. Aw, I'm sorry you're feeling sick, but I'm glad that you're learning while you're sick. Anna Davis Quartz brush pack is great. It sure is. She is just great in general. All right, so let's jump to my Behance portfolio, get this uploaded. I'm gonna hover over my project, hit edit. Loading the project editor. Scroll on down. So much beautiful work. Say day 9. Mock up. Then insert our media. I'm curious to know how you've all organized your files. Do you have different folders for different days, one folder for every day, or all the days? Let me know. Okay, so here is our mock-up that completes all 9 challenges. I know, Sean on Discord basically got it completely right. I mean, we did provide a template file for you, so he got it right. He guessed right. I hope you feel very accomplished that you've gotten all 9 done, and if you haven't gotten all 9 done, you have the weekend to catch up, and really the goal is to just have a portfolio piece at the end of this. So even if you get 5 done, if you brand your project as 5 posters, that's fine. It was right after one of the live streams, I can't remember what day, but someone shared the link on Discord. Faldair says, I have a different folder for each day. Nice. Me too. Ishmael says, I try to stay organized, but my files are a bit of a mess. Honestly, mine are too. I have like version 1, work in progress, version 2, final, question mark? Who knows? Oh, Shari has all the folders in their Creative Cloud folder. Yes, use that cloud. Bobby says, I'm so excited about what I have learned. I'm so glad. Let's add one finishing piece to this entire project. So when someone comes to your Behance portfolio and they click on a project, it's really important how you lay it out. And the way I've been laying out these projects is super straightforward, and maybe it could be worked on a little bit. So one thing that I want to do is when someone clicks on it, I want them to get kind of a snapshot of everything they're going to see, and then they can scroll further to see more details. So the way I'm going to do that is at the top of everything, I'm going to insert a photo grid. Now when you click that, you can either upload files from your hard drive or insert them directly from Lightroom, which is pretty cool. But since we're not using Lightroom, we're just going to upload our files. And I have been organized, and I have all of my posters in one folder, so I can just click, shift, click, select them all, hit open, and it's going to make a nice line of all 8 of my posters. Now I like this, but since there are 8, what if we did rows of 4 and 4? Let's try it. Let's go back into edit, edit the grid, and then I'm going to just delete these last 4. Save it, and then make a new grid below it, and just do 5 through 8 here. So that way we're gonna have 2 photo grids, 4 and 4, and then I could even come into these edit styles and layout and decrease my spacing so that they look like they're closer together. But that's gonna decrease my spacing overall, so I'm just gonna decrease a little bit, not too much though. All right, looks cool. What do you think? 8 in a line or 4 on top and 4 on top? 8 by 1, 4 by 4. What do we think? What do we think? I'm gonna take a sip while you deliberate. You're welcome, Ryan. Ryan Doran. You've made some really cool work this challenge, Ryan. I've been really impressed. Can you share the link again for Discord? It is bit.ly/ps discord. Boom! It's like magic. And the P and the S in Discord need to be capitalized. People are saying 8 by 1, 4 by 4. Or I guess it would be 4 by 2, not 4 by 4. Snakes! Okay, we'll just keep it like this then. Now the last thing we want to make sure to do is in our settings, of course, I'll say this every day until the end of time, make sure your keyword is set to PS Daily Challenge so that when people search for your work, they can find it on Behance. Has anyone actually searched the PS Daily Challenge on the Behance search and filter? Have you found anything cool? Robin says, I'm looking forward to Jesus next week, but we'll miss the morning chair spin. Oh, maybe I can convince him to do a spin. Or maybe he'll do his own thing. His own Jesus meme every day. Multi-level learning, Photoshop and Behance. It's all in the same ecosystem. All very cool. All right, let's check it out for one last time. I'm tempted to change this cover image. It feels like it doesn't fit the mood of all my posters. Check them out. If you want to make your own photo grid and take a screenshot of it and upload it to Discord, I would love to see all your posters together. That would be awesome. Does anyone have a favorite challenge? Or one that you learned the most in? I think visually, my favorite challenge is either the shoreline or the one that we just did yesterday. I just think this is a pretty cool design. The type, the imagery really speaks to my illustrator-y mind. Kevin says, looking at my grid, I'm dead happy with what I've learned. Thank you. Yay, Kevin. So glad. These layers are pretty cool too, and you all made some really cool layer landscapes, I remember. Carlos says learning the puppet warp was really cool. Oh yeah, on day 5 with the botanical designs. I was showing my team some of the botanical designs yesterday and they were like, are these real? Like, no, but yeah. Very cool. Ishmael and Valdair learned a lot with the liquify tool on day 6. Awesome. I learned a lot by making these. I'm like, oh, I forgot you could do that, or I had no idea you could do that. Oh, nice. People are posting their posters. This is the paper cut one. This is from day 1. Janessa says, I like challenge 2. I can easily get carried away with the layers. Awesome. Emily says, I learned a lot. I enjoy these challenges. I'm so glad. So if you want to post your work in design feedback, I'm going to be hanging out in here and enjoying all of your beautiful designs. At 11:30, Howard Pinsky is going to come on with his XD Daily Creative Challenge. So we're going to have a bit of a break, about 2 hours until he starts. So go ahead with your mornings and your days and come back for that if you're interested in XD. And then after that, we're going to have another XD stream at 12. So designing Adobe XD. Very, very cool. I don't want to leave, but I must. So if you want to stay in touch with me, message me on Discord. You can follow me on Instagram at Kathleen Illustrated if you're interested. And I will see you in the chat during Jesus's Daily Creative Challenge. Great job, everybody. You did awesome. Bye.